same spot you're gonna take over, or you're gonna start again?
I'll just start again. I was only.
Okay, so no, what were you gonna say there? So
Well, it's my thesis. I was going to say the problems that arise with some high schoolers being able to drink. It's not that hard. All right, you ready?
Okay.
So no. And the audience.
I already did.
Okay. Good evening, and thank you for being here. According to the CDC, in 2016, 21% of males involved in auto accidents from the ages of 15 to 20 were under the influence of alcohol. I chose this topic because my friends and I have a lengthy discussion on whether the drinking age in the United States should be changed from 21 to 18. I have used various sources from the CDC, NPR, and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety to back my research on why the drinking age in the United States should not be changed. This is a nationwide problem that cannot be solved with changing the drinking age from 21 to 18. Even though 61% of the 190 countries in the world have changed their drinking age from 21 to 18, the U.S. should not conform to their policies because it leads to problems with the adolescent's brain development. 2, changing the drinking age will cause a problem with high schoolers being able to attend places publicly that allow alcohol. And 3, the established precedent that has already occurred in the history of the fluctuation of the drinking age throughout the 1900s. According to NPR, teen drinking may cause irreversible brain damage. Dr. Susan Taper conducted a study to see brain scans of teens who binge drank and those who did not. As you can see in the PowerPoint from the graphic, the area that is red is the tissue that has not been affected by alcohol. Compared to the area that has a lot of white area with little red, that is the tissue that is still, that tissue is completely gone. What is happening in that graphic is the more area that you see, that tissue is having to work harder to process easy memory functions and easy math equations. What this leads to in the future is that these problems continue down the road, and this may lead to memory loss. Alcohol affects cognitive thought processes and memorization. This can be found in the organ within the brain called the amygdala. That is found in the frontal lobe in the center of our brain, which conducts our emotions and memory along with thought processes. Because it is affected, the ability to do internal messaging along with interpreting verbal material and memory is affected. Now that we have talked about the problems that arise with the adolescent's brain development, let's move along into the problems that will arise with teens being able to drink in these public premises. According to procon.org, a great segment of our younger population will be able to attend bars and nightclubs. This is a problem because we already have statistical data that shows us that 76% of people that are pulled over for DUI and DWI got their alcohol from these public premises. So, therefore, our younger population will be exposed and that could correlate into many different legal troubles down the road. The lower drinking age also means that the trickle-down effect will happen. This includes that high schoolers will be able to sell alcohol to even a younger population, which is junior high. These kids will range from ages of 12 to 14 and are even in the more beginning stages of brain development. According to the CDC, 2,433 teens were involved in auto accidents in the year of 2016. 15% of those teens had an alcohol-related incident. These teens had the blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher. The question is, will lowering the drinking age improve this? No. This will actually become more of a problem because the teens will have an easier access to alcohol. One of the opposing views of not lowering the drinking age would be that this will lower the MICs and MIPs within the nation. Kids will not get MIPs because most of them will be at the legal drinking age. To put this in the grand scheme of things, if you put it into perspective that an MIP is not worth a life. Now that we have spoke about the brain development and the problems that may arise with the high schoolers being able to drink, let's move into the history of the fluctuation of the drinking age throughout the 1900s. The fluctuation of the drinking age has occurred from about 1914 to 1988. Wyoming and South Dakota were the last two states to conform to 21 in 1988. According to the benefits of higher drinking are crystal clear study after study, between the years of 1976 and 1981, high school seniors that lived in states that had the drinking age of 18 reported that they drank presumably more alcohol than their peers who lived in states which had the drinking age of 21. This correlates with the data shown in the PowerPoint. That means that the data shows that these teens involved in the accidents was much higher from 1982 to 1988. If you look along the graph, along the bottom side, from 1988 to 1995, it dips below almost 50%, which is way better than what it was at 69% during the year of 1982. An additional fact would be the blood alcohol content that dropped from 61% in 1982 to 31% in 1995. In conclusion, after all of the information I provided you all today, I hope that you realize that the problems associated with the adolescent's brain, the problems that arise with high schoolers being able to drink, and the fluctuation of the drinking age and the impact that had on the United States is greater than not being the other side. I hope that this was to persuade you that the drinking age should not be messed with and should stay consistently where it is today. The stat for you all to remember is that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration responded that the adoption of the 21 policies in every state has saved more than 26,000 lives since the mid-1970s. If you all wish to pursue more information about this topic, please go to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to find more data on that. Pan the audience. Hand me up. Bodie, show your face.